Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming here for this pre-session before the session. We have about 5 minutes. My name's Jason. This is Spaz. We're from Infragistics. We've been in business for about 30 years. We build reusable component libraries across the spectrum of developer platforms. Angular is our focus now. We have a booth outside, so please come by if you want to learn more about us later. What Spaz is going to talk about today is to continue on what the keynote covered, which is taking a Sketch UI kit or a design system and driving that into your Angular app to make beautiful experiences, because really the UX is what counts. We have grids, charts, calendars, everything you can imagine to build an Angular app. And he's going to demo a little bit of that today using Sketch and how a designer might approach this with a developer from a design developer workflow. So Spaz, take it away.
Thank you, Jason. So I'm going to be trying to be really fast and not focus on little details. But so what we have here is a UI kit in Sketch with all the components that we have, all our Angular components that we have. And they're perfectly mapped, and most of them are even responsive within Sketch. So I can basically move around most of the components, and they're going to scale the way they would scale after being implemented. So let's say we have a quick task that we have to do with a developer friend of mine and colleague, and that's actually a real task that we did in one day. So what we had to do was make a grid, and the grid was, let's say, a Boston Marathon themed grid. So I'm looking at my UI kit, and I'm going to pick up some components from there. So I want to give the people an avatar and possibly a badge. I'm going to copy it in another document. I'm just going to align it here. Obviously, I want to go to the grids because it's going to be a grid, and pick up something for the name, something for the number. Let's say, so this is going to be the position. This is going to be the name. I'm going to have some stats, most probably. So I'm going to copy it a little bit here. I'm going to go all the way into this window. Let's bring my tool set. So good things that we did for our components is that we made them very optimizable and changeable. So you can change the icon with some pre-built preset icons here. So let's say we have a trophy because he's the first in line. I can also change the colors from a palette that you can define beforehand or change afterwards. So let's say I want to make the cup white. And little by little, playing little by little, I was able to quickly come up to this. So you saw the icon, the names and everything. I have a header section, and also the great thing is that this is responsive. So I can see it on all kinds of devices and all kinds of resolutions, how it would look. So what happened next? I gave it to the developer, and the developer was quickly able to put together a sample in Plunker. So let me show you. Oh dear. So it's loaded here. I'm not going to show you the full preview. So as you can see, we have everything that I put together. It's in here, and it's right out of the box. Quickly, he was able to do the design I did and make it in code, functional, and ready to use. You can check out the UI kit. It's on GitHub. It's free. You can download it, give it a spin, and also you can go on our repo for the JS Blocks product that you can download and fork or like and star and all that, and just give it a spin, give it a try. So if Jason wants to.
All right, thanks. So basically what happens, and we could only do like 5 minutes, is you always have a designer who's trying to do things, and a lot of times the developer's given a task, and what comes out of the other end isn't beautiful, isn't awesome, and it doesn't really match what the business needs. So that's where the visual design perspective comes in. So you can have a whole design team using things like our UI kits, like a design library, to create the entire application with a tool like Sketch, and then output that on a one-to-one basis, because our UI toolkit maps to the Sketch widgets, and that's really where you get the benefit. We have other products as well. Another product called Indigo Studio, which is a UX wireframing and prototyping tool. You can do a similar type design experience with that, and that'll actually generate code output for JavaScript. So if you have a designer, a UX designer, and a visual designer working together, you can take that, export that out, and you have a starting point for where you want to go next. What we're doing in terms of our roadmap is we're going to continue to build plugins for Sketch to help generate Angular code automatically. We are going to make it even easier for you to take something that a designer has, make it really beautiful, and output to something that your customers want. So our sweet spot in the market is not only design, but it has to do with high-powered, high-volume data grids and data charts. So that's our time is up now. Thank you for the 5 minutes. Please come see us at our booth on the other hallway over there, and thank you for your time, and thank you, Spaz.
Thank you.